Light it. Light it. Light it. Light it. Light it. Light it.
The Triple Option is presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies and enjoy a lineup like never before. Crispy, juicy Tendies, now at Wendy's. Hey, welcome to another live edition of the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Deuce in the house. Coach Meyer, Rob Stone here with you. We are going to react to the fifth playoff rankings that just came out and what the bracket looks like. A lot to get towards, a lot to talk about, including Lane Kiffin's exit from Ole Miss as well. Please rate us, subscribe over at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us on 3X Option Show over there on social media. New episodes coming your way every Wednesday on YouTube, wherever it is you find your podcast. So a new full edition coming your way on Wednesday. Dave Portnoy joins the conversation as well. Pretty interesting talk with him. All right, let's get right to the rankings here with any given Saturday. And so much took place last week. Of course, the Buckeyes getting that Wolverine off their back. The Longhorns and Arch Manning getting an upset win over Texas A&M. Lane Kiffin gets the win in the Egg Bowl and then bolts Oxford for LSU. How did that impact Ole Miss? Time to look at the top 25 rankings right now, guys. And we're going to go down low there. James Madison at number 25 from the Sun Belt. First time they have been ranked. If you look at 20 and 24, Tulane, North Texas, both of those programs obviously ranked. They meet each other on the weekend for the American Conference Championship game. Right now, the winner of that game is absolutely going to the playoffs. Virginia at number 17. They are up one spot. They are in the ACC championship game against Duke, who is nowhere to be found in this top 25. We'll talk why that matters. Vanderbilt, fourth straight week at 14. Texas up 3 off the win over A&M. They are at 13. Miami, second straight week at number 12. BYU sitting there at number 11. And then that essentially is your cut line. We'll show you the bracket in a second. Notre Dame at 10. Bama up 1 at 9. Texas A&M plunges 4. They are down to 7. Ole Miss raises themselves up 1 spot to number 6. Texas Tech and Oregon both move up 1, as does Georgia. And as it's been all season long, Ohio State 1, Indiana number 2. So before we throw the bracket out, Mark, I'll start with you. And let's talk about Alabama sitting there at number 9, up 1 off that win over Auburn. Does that feel right for you? And do you feel secure that they're going to be in the final bracket come next Sunday?
I think it just depends on how they perform, but I think you have a hard time knocking out the SEC runner-up. So I think that they're kind of situated right there at number 9. And but what stands out to me is BYU up here to 11. They win, and I think the Big 12 gets 2 in. So that really standed out to me because I think they were a little back last week, right? I don't know what their previous week ranking was, but right now, BYU, they played Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship. If they
Third straight
win,
week at number 11 for BYU, okay. So they stayed pat.
Yep. So they win, they get in, and who would that push out?
Notre
Dame.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep an eye on. But I think Alabama at 9, I think that's right. I think you'll have a hard time having the SEC runner-up out, but I think they have a good shot to, compete in this SEC championship and win. If they win, they probably go up to a top 4 and a first-round bye. So a lot riding on the SEC championship, a lot riding on the Big 12 championship. Texas at 13, 3 losses. They'll need some chaos. Miami needs something to happen for them to get in. They beat Notre Dame with the head-to-head, so they're sitting outside right at 12. I know there's a lot of noise about Miami should be inside that cut line.
Yeah, there's not that much chaos to be had just because not that many teams are playing this week.
Well, it's Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, Bama, Texas Tech, BYU.
But regardless of those results of those programs, you said they're all going to fall inside the group that's going to go to the playoffs,
I don't know,
right?
Bama.
That Bama gets only one on the edge.
If Bama gets whooped on by Georgia,
you can't drop them out. You can't do that.
If they get beat on by Georgia, which I don't see happening, but if they did, then you would have to have the discussion.
Yeah.
But to me, the precedent that was set last year in the ACC when Clemson beat SMU and they still put SMU in, there's no way you could do that to Alabama or any of the teams that are playing in the conference championship.
Good point. Coach, what jumps out to you?
I just wrote this down. Mark Ingram, Urban Meyer, Brady Quinn, Matt Leinart, obviously Rob, and then Bear, who studies this stuff. Like, I'm not sure what else he does, to be honest with you. The committee's got to go away. It's got to go away. And I said that earlier today. And I'm not saying the committee. I mean, if there's 40, 50, 60 years of experience between us, And we can't agree on everything. I mean, I just can't understand how you can penalize Texas for losing at Ohio State. If Bama loses in that game, you cannot penalize them. That's a reward. It's season's over unless you win. You cannot do that. You know, I don't understand. Like if BYU beats Texas Tech, of course Texas Tech is in. Yeah. They're going to be too. So, you know, a lot of things come across my mind. I'm just worried about the future of our game. And I know we're talking about this.
What needs to happen, Coach, is in the NFL, you have a division.
Cards.
You win the division. That gets you automatic bid. The next 3 best records get in. There's no bias. It's straight, you know, what it is. And college football needs to come to some type of structure where it mirrors that.
But Mark, the NFL is all, you know, equal. You can't have Old Dominion, Kennesaw. Right now, Indiana's playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah,
right? Because of their scheduling.
Old Dominion. If Texas played this, Texas would be in the playoffs for college football. Indiana State, Kennesaw State, and Old Dominion. You're going to see the worst non-conference schedules in the history of our game.
As it should.
And you saw Alabama just dropped USF, which, you know, it's not like
it's not as it should. It's not as
them.
It should. And I understand your point, right? If the ultimate goal, which it is to get to the playoffs and play for a national championship, you're doing what's best for your program, but you're not doing what's best for college football.
What if
That's
Bama
what hurts
said they
me.
had COVID and they can't play in the SEC championship? They're in the playoff.
Yeah. I understand both sides of this argument.
Start coughing a lot.
I don't want to see meaningful out-of-conference games go away. And that, Coach, but that goes to your point about the potential of the expansion and making this weekend essentially play-in games via the conference model.
Yeah, here's what Jerry DiNardo, my great friend from Big Ten Network, former head coach at LSU, Vanderbilt, in Indiana, and he made this, I hope this runs as a headline, that it's the only multi-billion-dollar industry in the history of the United States of America that is run by volunteers. Think about that for a second. Just digest that one for a minute. So get rid of the volunteers, make this a play-in, and you know, you went on the field. And if I'd actually, I'm looking at James Madison. I looked at their schedule. The only team that, you know, was, I shouldn't say that because I coached at Bowling Green, all that. There's good players everywhere. But James Madison lost to Louisville by 14 points. Louisville's not ranked. Put them in the SEC for, 5-6 games, Mark, and oh, my God.
I don't know if they need to be in there for that many games.
Maybe one, maybe two.
Understand your point. The committee did say that teams do have a chance to move up or down if they don't play this week. It's something to keep in mind. None of Miami's opponents have a game this weekend. Miami's sitting there at number 12 and kind of trapped, handcuffed, if you will. Notre Dame, though, remember, Boise State is in the Mountain West Championship game against UNLV, Coach. So a Boise State win, and they're the Mountain West champs. That makes the victory by the Irish over them, makes their resume look a little bit better as they sit there at number 10, right on the cusp of things. Again, Notre Dame is off this week. They don't play in a conference. That's a whole nother conversation, by the way. I see Xavier over there saying roll tide.
Roll damn tide. We don't give a piss about nothing but the tide. Say what they want. We don't give a piss about nothing but the tide. I got too much Bama in me.
Texas, so there's a question about Texas. Do they have a chance to get? No.
They're not getting in.
They're not getting in.
Unfortunately, they scheduled Ohio State. So next time, schedule somebody else.
Ohio University. Go Ohio University rather than Ohio State.
Or Grambling. That's what Ohio State played, too. They played Grambling, too.
Yeah, so Texas did get the bump of 3 spots, courtesy of the win over Texas A&M, but they're sitting there with 3 losses and 9 wins. Of course, one of those 3 losses, week 1 at number 1 Ohio State.
By Texas, a touchdown.
Yeah, Texas, it's not going to happen. They're done. I think Miami's done.
Explain to me the next 2 that are getting in. So there's the ACC champ that might not get in.
It's the highest ranked conference champions. So and if Duke beats Virginia, Duke is nowhere to be found in the rankings right now. That's why James Madison being ranked at the Sun Belt as a Sun Belt conference champion and being ranked would trump Duke winning the ACC.
This is wild, man.
Crazy. So here's a look at the bracket right now, guys. And you're looking as one of the potential conference champions, Sun Belt or American, could be taking on Oregon. We got Bama at Oklahoma, so an all SEC showdown. Another conference champion taking on 6th seed Ole Miss. And then how about a rematch? Notre Dame and Texas A&M. And then you move on to the next stage, and Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, and Texas Tech right now. The Red
So
Raiders
every Notre
getting a
Dame
bye.
fan should be rooting for Texas Tech this weekend.
Yes. If you're the Irish, you are not Provo Dave, right?
Provo Dave.
You are all about Joey McGuire, who, by the way, got a 7-year contract extension today. Congratulations to Coach McGuire. And Texas Tech, again, having them move up one spot to number 4 gives them just, I think, a greater buffer zone. And if the Big 12, I don't like to pat myself on the back often, but once in a while I should do it. Big 12, I've been saying it for months now. Like, they're on the cusp of getting 2 in. That's going to show how strong this program, this conference is, and its growth. BYU wins.
There's 2 in.
2 in.
100%.
Fight me on it. There's no way
fight.
BYU and Texas Tech
There is no fight.
both be in.
It's debate your
There's no
granny.
fight. Yeah.
Debate your granny.
Yeah.
Debate your granny. If BYU wins, they're in, and Notre Dame is out.
Yep. Yeah. So, and again, there is still one more playoff ranking coming your way on Sunday, and there's still a lot to talk about. But first, that was your Fresh Take of the Week presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies and enjoy a lineup like never before. Crispy, juicy tendies now at Wendy's. By the way, if you watch the full podcast of the Triple Option, which drops tomorrow, you will see Mark unveil his Wendy's Tendies varsity jacket. Don't do it right now, but it was awesome. You're going to enjoy that. All right, before we log off, guys, there's one name we got to talk about. Lane Kiffin. All right, so Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss, and again, Ole Miss up 1 spot to 6, so they did not ding Ole Miss for their head coach leaving, which there was, frankly, a potential for that. He goes to LSU. He will not coach the Rebels in the playoff. Pete Golding, the defensive coordinator, given the head coaching job on a full-time basis. Wow. Right, that's a lot going on in Oxford in just a couple hours. Do you think it was the right decision, coach, by Ole Miss to not let Lane Kiffin coach his former team, essentially, in the playoffs?
You know, you're seeing Tulane right now in North Texas. They're allowing their coaches to come back and coach in the conference championships. I had that experience when I was at Utah. We were the first non-BCS to go to the BCS Bowl. They allowed me to come back, and I actually spoke with Coach Kiffin, or we texted back and forth about this, that he really wanted to coach that team.
Of course.
And that's admirable. Of course he did. He wanted to finish where
Those
he
are his
started.
guys.
And here's what someone brought up to me, that with the transition of players, that there's at times 40 to 50 new players every year now. You know, Dan Mullen took over UNLV. He had 70 new players, and they went 10-2. So do you allow the coach to finish, because that's going to be a new team anyways next year with the transfer portal and all that? So your question was, did they do the right thing? At first, I thought, man, let them go. I don't care about anything other than those damn players, the ones that throw their bodies around, and, you know, the defensive linemen, offensive linemen, and guys running down and kickoff. Football is a nasty, hard sport, and the players are the ones that do it. And all of a sudden, the
They get punished.
the offense coordinators in Baton Rouge, Mark,
Yeah.
the 2 play callers, by the way, they're very good, Charlie Weiss Jr. and Lane Kiffin. Do you really think they have a chance to win? I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. Who's calling plays?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Charlie Weiss was, you know, so I just go back
So
to
Weiss is going to call the
like,
plays. He is going to stay and call the
he
plays
is.
for Ole Miss going forward. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
huge.
they did
When
come
did
to a
that
resolution with that.
That's
It's weird,
huge.
though, because
That is huge.
there's a lot to get to on this one.
To me, though, Stone, they said the reason they didn't let him coach is because he's going to be recruiting their players. He already has a relationship with those players. They're already recruited. The ones who want to go to LSU are already going to be on the way to LSU, whether he coaches them or not. Like, he already has a relationship with those players. So if that's the reasoning, that doesn't make sense to me.
For me, again, I agree with you guys. It should be about the student athletes first and foremost. the fact that the way the Lane situation went down and going to a rival school, and let's be honest, it's a bit of a parallel move, right? Like you can say LSU is this and Ole Miss, but it's going to be a parallel move when you hear my next point, right? So that would frustrate me. When you're talking about the head coaches at North Texas and Tulane leaving their programs that they built and they put blood and sweat and tears into, and they are clearly making an elevated move, right? I don't begrudge those guys. I would let them stick around. If I was an AD, if I was a parent, I'd feel better with those coaches sticking around. Lane feels much more like a betrayal rather than moving up and doing what's
so let
best
me
for the
ask you a
kids.
question because I did not know that. Are the assistant coaches allowed to coach in the game?
Weiss Jr. is.
Yeah. So they're
Okay.
still there.
I think that's I didn't know that because at first Lane Kiffin said, "Get on the plane or I'm leaving you." I think that's
correct.
what I
There
heard.
was that reported
And
threat.
I saw Charlie Weiss Jr. get on a plane. So, but that is public now that Charlie Weiss can coach, is going to call plays.
That is what I saw. Yeah, that is what I saw.
That's
And
that's a big positive.
Yeah.
Because the head coach this time of year is a little overrated. Head coaches are the ones that build. It's the coordinator's game. When the foot hits the ball, the head coach is a manager, game manager. He's fourth down and all that stuff. But the play caller, and I know it's Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss is the play caller. Now Lane has some input. Coach Kiffin has some input in that. So
Mark, you saw the movie Major League, right? Charlie Sheen, right? And the Indians, and they're getting kind of pounded on, and they set up that picture in the dugout in the clubhouse of their attractive owner, and they started peeling clothes off her. How much you want to bet there's going to be a life-size Lane Kiffin in that locker room right now, and they're gonna reel off wins. Like, let me tell you, Ole Miss could be a team of destiny right now, right? Like that's either gonna divide them or that's gonna bring those cats together. And I think there's a great opportunity that Ole Miss comes together even stronger, better, nastier, and with a whole lot of chips on their shoulder to prove their old coach wrong, if you will.
I don't care what nobody say. LSU let their nuts hang, and they pulled a power move, and they are going to be a damn problem. That's coming from an Alabama guy. Lane to LSU is a problem for everyone, not just the SEC, but in the college football world. They're giving that man the resources to build a crazy roster. LSU has always been one of them elite programs. They're a sleeping giant. They went and got their guy who's going to awaken that program, and they are going to be a damn problem. And I hate to say it.
So what happens, you guys, I keep hearing that they give them all this money. You can only go $20.5 million, Mark.
Apparently not, because Texas Tech went 28
we're back
million.
in the old days of
Apparently not, because Texas Tech went 28 M's.
Oh, my God.
Texas is over 30 M's. So I don't know what this NIL and what this cap means and all this, because Muggs is going over to 20 million. So the money matters. Money make it go woo, woo.
All right, let me throw one last question at you guys.
Here we go.
Is Lane Kiffin college football's greatest ever villain?
Might as well be, from how he went from USC to Tennessee to Ole Miss to now LSU. The man gonna do what's best for him.
And a little Alabama in between?
Oh, but he wasn't the head man at Alabama.
I know,
Shoot.
but still.
He got booted off the team before the national championship at Bama.
Right.
But yeah, Lane
Netflix.
is Lane. Lane gonna Lane. I like Lane. I like Lane.
I'm not knocking him. And I was actually kind of falling back in love with Lane. I don't like how this weekend played. I don't enjoy it. I don't know what would have made it better. People want to say, change the calendar. I don't care what calendar is out there. And I understand the NFL abides by a calendar, right? And dealing with head coaches and talking to them for vacancies and coordinators. But it's college football, man. It's still, as much as people want to kind of ring it in, it's still the wild, wild west. And all those numbers you're talking about.
The first time Coach Saban said he was retiring, I immediately thought of Lane. I thought of a Saban tree. I thought Lane. I thought Sark. I thought Landon. I'm like, go try and get one of them dudes. But this is all about LSU. Everyone wants to say what Lane did. LSU went and they let their nuts hang. They went and they got their guy. They sick and tired of being sick and tired.
This is after the governor. This is after the governor, elected governor, said, we will not have those contracts again. Lane, I looked it up. It's a guaranteed contract. Same agent. I mean, my God, this is.
But
It's
hey,
insane.
the governor where all that money at in Louisiana, so he had him ponying up. He had him ponying up. Hey, did you hear Lane? No, he talking about don't even show me the numbers of the contract. He said, I don't want to know the numbers. I'm like, you knew them damn numbers.
Yeah, well, he's got somebody to worry about the numbers. He got the highlighted numbers, right? The numbers that matter.
He said, give me the numbers of the team. That's what he said. Give me the numbers. I want to see what numbers are of the team. And they giving him them numbers. But Coach, I'm like you, man. I thought it was a $20 million cap, but it ain't. It ain't. You got to have money to be able to play in this day and age.
Cap. What's a cap, man? What's a cap, right?
Ain't nobody got money. Everybody operating in a deficit, huh?
Mark, all we're doing is taking steps. Some are babies, some are big towards the NFL model. I mean, every day college football just gets closer and closer to it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that is the next inevitability.
That's the solution.
Right.
That's the solution. Committee out, everybody out. This is a professional game. Let's start modeling after the best professional sports league in the world, the NFL. So,
how about the show we got tomorrow that gets released?
Oh, it's a show of shows.
Our friend Dave
Provo
Portnoy
Dave
joins us. You're going to be entertained, obviously, and you're gonna have a little moment where you're gonna hit the pause button and you're gonna say, "Wait, did Dave just say he gambles that much?" Yeah, right. There's some numbers Dave throws out there that are going to give you some pause.
About money. He's talking about money.
Money. He's talking next level money. Capital M, capital ONEY. All right. Plus, next week we have not one but two chances that you might be able to see us in Baltimore. We're going back, of course, guys, to the Army-Navy game. You can join us live show of the TTO presented by USAA on December 12th. And this year you can join us on site in Baltimore at the USAA Rendezvous Point located at 201 East Pratt Street at 2 Eastern. I think everybody knows where the USAA Rendezvous Point is. If you can't make that, you can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us at 3X Option Show for the live stream as well. Then later that night, head on over to the Horseshoe Casino for the tailgate tour at 5:30. We've got live music, food, beverage, live question and answer with the three of us. So there it is. 5 playoff rankings are in the books. One more, the final one to come out next Sunday.
Uno más.
Oh boy, there's a lot still left in college football. Enjoy championship weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.